The Senate will come to order. Senator Kerr, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, I will. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Majors, would you please call the roll?
Aguilar. Balmer. Baumgartner. Brophy. Cadman. Crowder. Grantham. Guzman. Harvey. Heath. Herpin. Hill.
Excused.
Hodge. John. Johnston. Jones. Kafalis. Kerr. King. Lambert. Lundberg. Marble. Newell. Nicholson. Renfro. Rivera.
Excused.
Roberts. Scheffel. Schwartz. Stedman. Tocktrop. Todd. Ulibarri. Zenzinger. Rivera or Hill yet? No. Madam President.
Sure. With 33 present, 0 absent, 2 excused, Senator Rivera is present. Let the roll call reflect that he is present. With 34 present, 0 absent, and 1 excused, we have a quorum. Approval of the journal, Senator Balmer.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the reading of the journal of Monday, January 13th, 2014 be dispensed with, and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege for Senators Guzman and Cadman.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. And the Senate will proceed out of order for a moment of personal privilege. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate suspend Senate Rule 31A for the purpose of allowing Chief Justice Bender into the well to receive a tribute at this time.
You've heard the motion to suspend Rule 31A for purposes of allowing Chief Justice Bender into the well to receive a tribute. All of those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. That motion is adopted. The Senate will stand in recess. Senator Guzman.
Thank you, Madam President. Minority Leader Cadman and I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted. Sergeant Brown, will you please escort the Chief Justice to the well? Senator Guzman.
Thank you, Madam President. Today, of course, is a very special day as we have chosen to honor, please sit down, to honor Chief Justice Bender as upon his retirement, and especially honoring him for all of his years of service to the state of Colorado and to the people of Colorado. I just want to say a few words to the Chief Justice before I have him take an oath to live out a good life for the rest of the next 50 years. Anyway, we're here in part to thank him for all the work that he's done, for his decades of service to Colorado. He earned his Juris Doctor degree from the University of Colorado School of Law in 1967, and at that same time, he won the Faculty Award for Outstanding Student Work from the University of Colorado Law Review, which is an amazing award coming that early in his career. And from there, he went on to do many successful things. He had successful careers in both public and private sectors, including serving as a public defender, operating his own private practice, and teaching at the University of Denver School of Law. You know, as Chief Justice, one of the things that is remarkable about him is that almost in every magazine, every article, every newspaper, every award that he received, he has been described as being exemplified through service, professionalism, integrity, and dedication to community. And I know we all agree. A recent Denver Business Journal story by Heather Draper noted Chief Justice Bender's commitment to fairness, which he attributed to growing up Jewish and being sensitive to the plight of minorities. He carried this commitment forward through creating leadership training programs in which those in our judicial system were taught values of procedural fairness. In short, the intention of this program is to make sure everyone involved in our system, including staff, jurors, witnesses, victims, and litigants, will be treated with the same level of fairness during the process. He served 17 years on the Colorado Supreme Court, including his 4 years as Chief Justice. He has a remarkable record of service and accomplishment. And Chief Justice, this morning we, from the entire Senate, have some gifts for you. The first is a tribute that goes to you from the House and Senate, from the Senate and House of Representatives convened in the 69th General Assembly. Hereby extend warmest, heartiest congratulations and commendation to you on the occasion of your retirement. We say a lot of nice things in there. Be sure to read those when you get home this afternoon. But this plaque is a small gift, but we hope it will remind you in the years to come that this assembly of senators has greatly respected you all these years and will continue to wish you all the luck in the world. And we have one other thing that you can unwrap now or later. We know that you will want to utilize this, not just use it as a display memento, but we want you to utilize it probably every morning when you get up, all right?
An alarm clock?
It's an alarm clock, yeah. It's an alarm clock.
Sorry, I've got my microphone off. Chief Justice, we do want to give you an opportunity to make some comments after we've heard from our Minority Leader, Bill Cadman, as well. And if you feel comfortable, if you want to add some comments after we hear from Senator Cadman, Minority Leader Cadman.
I'd like to have rebuttal.
You can't argue with a Supreme Court justice, so.
Thank you, Madam President. You can now. You can now. So, thank you for the play-by-play. I get to do the color. Our first meeting was set up a couple years ago, and I do recall why we didn't make that meeting. Something happened across the street about some sort of redistricting maps. It didn't seem like an appropriate time to get together. We had some disagreement. But I will tell you what I haven't disagreed on is the way you have conducted yourself in that building and my opportunity to get to know you, which has been an extreme honor. And I had a chance to tour the new building with you, whenever, years ago, right? It's like Groundhog Day. It's just one long day after 14 years, longer for you. But what struck me about that day was your constant reference to open government, to open process, to an open judiciary, a building that was not just open to the people to come by and come in, but a process and the people who served there that was open to them, and not just open, inviting, encouraging. And that really was epitomized when I had the chance to observe you talking to one of the security folks over there when you found out that somebody had a hard time getting into the judicial area of the building. You said, this is the antithesis of everything that I have been doing here for my whole life to include this structure. Obviously, that resonated with me. I think that epitomized your career there, and that was shared often in remarks that have been shared about you. One night I get a phone call from you. I didn't recognize the number. It was fairly late. I think 11 or 11:30 at night. I'm home. I see this number, I listen to it. I thought I should get up and get dressed, right? I mean, I'm not going to listen to the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court without at least, well, putting on my robe. So I did. Aren't you glad that wasn't a video conference? I saved that message. I mean, you never forget your first call from a Chief Justice, and my only call. He never called me back. We had a chance to get together earlier this year at El Pomar. Thank you for the not-so-kind introduction to your wife. Where there were a lot of attorneys there. You really do know a lot of attorneys and judges for some reason. But that was a really warm and endearing event, commemorating your service and planning for your retirement, kind of way out. So that was my first opportunity to share in his retirement plan. Then I had another opportunity to share in your retirement plan the other night at the Brown Palace. And then a couple nights ago over at the Judicial Building, and now today. If my first girlfriend had broken up with me like that, we'd have 3 grandkids by now. Isn't it time? Isn't it time? It's really been an honor to serve with you and a privilege and a thrill to get to know you. Thank you for being so warm and inviting, and it's frankly, I count you as a friend, and I appreciate that. Congratulations, and we also have a Colorado flag for you as well, and almost 7 seconds for a rebuttal. Please time the Chief Justice.
Chief Justice Bender.
May it please Madam President?
You may approach the bench. Woo, that's fun.
And the full Senate, I'm really honored. The truth is that it's a wonderful privilege to serve the state of Colorado in any capacity, as you all know. And I always have believed in an effort at hearing others, listening to others, maybe not agreeing with others. I've found very few people that agree with me, so I've gotten used to that at a very early age. But it's a wonderful opportunity to serve the state in the public interest. And for me, this particular plaque and the ceremony by both Senator Kasman and Senator Guzman is really the highlight of the honors that I've received. So all I can say is thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wish the very best for all of you, and I wish, of course, the very best for our state. And I don't want you to forget the very serious, important plight of the court systems to our democracy. In my view, what singles out our country is the rule of law in our constitutional democracy. And I've had a wonderful opportunity to dedicate myself to that endeavor. And I urge you to also follow that. So thank you so much. I'm very happy. And I'm happy to meet anybody at Churchill's for cigars and drinks at the Brown Palace, because I'll have more free time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We want to thank you for joining us this morning, Chief Justice, and want to add to it for all the time I've been watching the history of the courts. I think you did open a very proud new chapter to take the openness, as Senator Cadman mentioned, and transparency to the next level. I know all the work you've done with Know Your Courts and to our communities and in our town halls, and just want to lend my thanks and appreciation for your service as well on behalf of the Senate, the House, and the people of Colorado. Thank you. The Senate will come back to order. Will you please add Senator Hill to the roll call? Committee reports.
January 13, 2014, Madam President, the Committee on Judiciary has had on consideration and has had a hearing on the following appointments. Recommends that the appointment be confirmed. Executive Director of the Department of Corrections, effective immediately for a term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor, Richard Ramish of Waunakee, Wisconsin, and occasioned by the resignation of Roger Wareholtz of Lawrence, Kansas, appointed. January 13, 2014, Madam President, the Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology has had on consideration and has had a hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments be confirmed. Commissioner of Insurance, effective August 19, 2013, for a term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor, Marguerite Salazar of Alamosa, Colorado, appointed. January 13, 2014, Madam President, the Committee on Business, Labor, and Technology has had under consideration and has had a hearing on the following appointments. Recommends the appointments be confirmed. Board of Pinnacle Assurance for a term expiring January 1, 2016. Bonnie Brown Dean of Greeley, Colorado, an employer whose liability is insured by Pinnacle and occasioned by the resignation of John C. Plotkin of Lakewood, Colorado, appointed.
Message from the House.
January 13, 2014, Madam President, the House has adopted and transmits herewith House Joint Resolution 1002.
Introduction of bills.
Senate Bill 63 by Senator Marble and Representative Sane concerning the mandatory review of existing executive branch agency rules conducted by each principal department.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 64 by Senator Ulibarri and Representative Salazar concerning restricting the use of long-term isolated confinement for inmates with serious mental illness.
Judiciary.
Senate Bill 65 by Senator Harvey and Representative Holbert concerning the prohibition on a political subdivision pledging business personal property tax revenue to pay future financial obligations.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 66 by Senators Stedman and Harvey concerning the reallocation of the Conservation Trust Fund to a metropolitan district that provides parks and recreation services exclusively within and includes territory exclusively within the unincorporated area of a county.
Local government.
Senate Bill 67 by Senator Aguilar and Representative Singer concerning aligning certain state medical assistance programs eligibility laws with the Federal Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act.
Health and Human Services.
Senate Bill 68 by Senator Lambert and Representative Priola concerning a modification of retirement eligibility for members of the Public Employees Retirement Association.
Health and Human Services. This for 68. Senate Bill 68, State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 69 by Senator Brophy concerning requiring a ruling within 3 years of the filing of the notice of appeal on a death penalty unitary appeal.
Judiciary.
Senate Bill 70 by Senator Lundberg concerning the application of the Colorado Open Records Act to private associations of elected officials funded at least partially through public monies.
Judiciary.
Senate Bill 71 by Senator Lundberg concerning the ability of an elector to opt out of receiving ballots by mail.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 72 by Senator Brophy and Representative Fisher concerning treatment of the September 2013 floods as replacing certain out-of-priority groundwater depletions in Water Division 1.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
Senate Bill 73 by Senator John and Representative Giroux concerning the state income tax credit for the environmental remediation of contaminated land in the state.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
Senate Bill 74 by Senator Rivera and Representative Szabo concerning remedies in employment discrimination cases filed under state law.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 75 by Senator Baumgartner and Representative Sonnenberg concerning the registration of motor vehicles for members of the United States Armed Forces who are deployed outside the United States.
Transportation.
Senate Bill 76 by Senator Toktrop and Representative Becker concerning the creation of a hard rock mining permit issued by the Division of Reclamation, Mining, and Safety for mining operations disturbing no more than 5 acres of surface area.
Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy.
Senate Bill 77 by Senator Lambert and Representative Nordberg concerning the retention by the state of Colorado of concurrent jurisdiction over certain federal lands and in connection therewith the retention by the state of concurrent jurisdiction over land owned and operated within the state by the United States Forest Service and the United States Bureau of Land Management.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 78 by Senator Renfro concerning community residential homes for persons with developmental disabilities.
Health and Human Services.
Senate Bill 79 by Senator Harvey concerning the opportunity to change a ballot to be cast by mail.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 80 by Senator Grantham and Representative Fields concerning the elimination of the list of certain additional qualifications that apply to the property valuation appeal arbitrators.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
Senate Bill 81 by Senator Herpin and Representative Gardner concerning building inspections related to utilities.
Business, Labor, and Technology.
Senate Bill 82 by Senator Grantham concerning attainment of the renewable energy standard by cooperative electric associations and in connection therewith reducing the cost to the association's members of the achieving specified levels of distributed generation.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 83 by Senator Crowder concerning reimbursement to be paid by county to the state for costs incurred by the state in connection with the reappraisal of property in the county.
Finance.
Senate Bill 84 by Senator Roberts and Representatives Corum and Labuda concerning the election of a county commissioner in a county with a population of less than 70,000 by the voters residing in the district from which the commissioner runs for election.
Senate Bill 84. State Veterans and Military Affairs.
Senate Bill 85 by Senator Hill concerning a 1% reduction in the state budget for the state fiscal year 2014-15.
Appropriations Committee.
Senate Bill 86 by Senator Roberts and Representative Rosenthal concerning creation of a revolving loan program for charter school capital construction.
Education.
Senate Bill 87 by Senator Ulibarri and Representative Fields concerning issuance of identification cards to people who are lawfully present in the United States but may have difficulty with certain documentary evidence.
Health and Human Services.
Senate Bill 88 by Senator Newell and Representative Kraftharp concerning the creation of the Suicide Prevention Commission.
Health and Human Services.
Senate Bill 89 by Senator Schwartz and Representative Fisher concerning a prohibition for the state to enter into an agreement for payment in lieu of taxes.
Finance. Consideration of governor's appointments. Mr. Majors, would you please read the appointment to the Executive Director for the Department of Public Health and Environment?
Executive Director of the Department of Public Health and Environment, effective September 16, 2013, for a term expiring at the pleasure of the Governor, Larry I. Walk, MD, MSPH of Englewood, Colorado, appointed.
Senator Aguilar.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the appointment of Larry I. Walk to serve as the Executive Director of the Department of Public Health and Environment.
Is there any discussion? The motion is for the appointment of Larry I. Walk to serve as the Executive Director for the Department of Public Health and Environment. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 35 ayes, 0 noes, 0 excused, Larry I. Walk is appointed as the Executive Director of the Department of Public Health and Environment. Signing of bills.
January 13, 2014, the President has signed Senate Joint Resolution 1.
Message from the governor.
May 23, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred by me with the Constitution and laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor and designate, appoint, and reappoint, submit to consideration the following members of the Colorado Board of Veteran Affairs. Effective June 30th, 2013, for a term expiring June 30th, 2015, Christopher M. Holden, Colorado Springs, Colorado, Republican, and a veteran who has been honorably released or separated from the armed forces of the United States and occasioned by the resignation of Franklin D.B. Jackson of Denver, Colorado, appointed. Effective June 30th, 2013, for terms expiring June 30th, 2017, Jason Anderson Vitelli Crow of Denver, Colorado, Democrat, and veteran who has been honorably released or separated from the armed forces of the United States, reappointed. Renee Joseph Samaritan of Highlands Ranch, Colorado, Republican, and a veteran who has been honorably released or separated from the armed forces of the United States, appointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
State Veterans and Military Affairs.
June 24, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me with the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, appoint, and reappoint, and submit to consideration the following members of the Colorado Commission on Judicial Discipline. For terms expiring June 30th, 2015, Yolanda Regina Lyons of Monument, Colorado, to serve as a non-attorney and occasioned by the resignation of Albus Brooks, appointed. For terms expiring June 30th, 2017, Richard O. Campbell of Denver, Colorado, to serve as an attorney, reappointed. Kathleen S. Kelly of Meeker, Colorado, to serve as non-attorney, reappointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Judiciary.
July 1st, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, reappoint, submit to consideration the following members of the Colorado Educational and Cultural Facilities Authority Board of Directors. For terms expiring June 30th, 2017, William T. Pound of Castle Pines, Colorado, appointed. Dan J. Wilson of Broomfield, Colorado, appointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Education.
July 12, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me by the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, reappoint, and submit to consideration the following Charter School Institute Board. For terms expiring July 1st, 2016, Cecilia K. Sanchez de Ortiz of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a member with other board or public service experience and as a Democrat, reappointed. Patricia May Schlober of Leadville, Colorado, to serve as a member who has experience as a public school teacher and as a Republican, reappointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Education.
July 19, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, appoint, reappoint, and submit to consideration the following members of the Solid and Hazardous Waste Commission. For terms expiring August 1st, 2016, Cameron L. Garcia of Florida, Colorado, to serve as a representative from the regulated community and as a Republican, appointed. Randall McWeiner of Boulder, Colorado, to serve as a member of the public and as a Democrat, appointed. Christopher J. Newman of Denver, Colorado, to serve as a representative of the academic community and as a Republican, reappointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Health and Human Services.
August 12, 2013, to the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me by the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, reappoint, and submit to consideration the following members of the Financial Services Board for terms expiring July 1st, 2017. Michael George Hurst of Del Norte, Colorado, an executive officer of Estate Savings and Loan Association and a Democrat, appointed. Keith Marshall Cowling of Arvada, Colorado, an executive officer of the State Credit Union and a Republican, reappointed. Nelson Aguero Mahone of Brighton, Colorado, to serve as a public member with expertise in finance and an unaffiliated, reappointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Finance.
August 21st, 2013, the Honorable Colorado Senate, ladies and gentlemen, pursuant to the powers conferred upon me by the constitutional laws of the state of Colorado, I have the honor to designate, appoint, submit to consideration the following members of the Colorado Traumatic Brain Injury Trust Fund Board for terms expiring June 30th, 2016. Jeffrey Paul Cuthbert, Ph.D., MPH, MSOT of Littleton, Colorado, appointed. Catherine H. Johnston Brooks, Ph.D., ABPP of Broomfield, Colorado, appointed. Helen E. Morgan of Denver, Colorado, appointed. Sincerely, John W. Hickenlooper, Governor.
Health and Human Services. Announcements. Senator Todd.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. Just a quick survey. Is there interest from anyone outside of the Transportation Committee to join us on the Denver Union Station tour this afternoon? If you are interested, can you just show me by raising your hand and then I'll come and talk with you? Okay, I know there's interest and people's schedules got changed, so I think what we will probably do is reschedule it for another day. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Senator Stedman.
Thank you, Madam President, and good morning, members. I have a couple quick announcements on behalf of the Joint Budget Committee. This morning, we will be briefing the Joint Judiciary Committees on the executive budget request for fiscal year 14-15. And you all have this lavender booklet that was placed on your desk last week that is a summary of budget requests and budget briefings the Budget Committee received this year. If you will bring this with you to committee for today's briefing by the JBC and all of the joint committee briefings that will be happening over the next couple of weeks, this will be one of the books we'll be working off of for those presentations, so it would be helpful if you bring that with you to committee. I also wanted to just announce our schedule for today. We have some interesting issues on the calendar. We have some supplementals that I think we'll deal with pretty quickly this morning, but later this afternoon at 1:30 we are meeting with the Treasurer's Office and the Office of Legislative Legal Services for a discussion of the Higher Education Revenue Bond Intercept Program, and that should be rather interesting. And then at 5 o'clock this evening we have presentations from outside organizations that have asked for time on the Joint Budget Committee calendar to discuss various programs. At 5 o'clock, we're meeting with the Colorado Behavioral Health Council to talk about the proposed expansion of mental health first aid. At 5:20, the ARC of Colorado will come in to update us on the cross-system crisis prevention and intervention gap analysis study. And at 5:40, Colorado counties will be coming in to talk about over expenditures by counties on their human services county admin budgets. And I know that's going to be an interesting discussion, so we just wanted to make sure to bring that to your attention. Senator Lambert, Senator Hodge, and I will be there, and you're welcome to join us. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Senators Baumgartner and Togtrop.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam President. And again, we're down here asking that you contribute to the junior livestock auction. This may not seem like it's an important issue, but it is important to those kids that have worked so hard to get those animals grown and went through all the process to get them here. That money does go to their education. So if you can, please contribute.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, Madam President. And you know, if you guys contribute and give your fair share, we won't have to come down here. So you won't have to listen to us. So I'm just asking, please contribute.
Senator Renfro.
Thank you, Madam President. I just have an announcement, so I don't need a personal privilege for that, do I?
No.
Okay. Tonight, the Colorado Beer Caucus is meeting. Important stuff. So we're meeting from 5:30 to 7 at the Governor's Mansion, and you're all invited. So hopefully you can attend with Senator Togtrop and myself, invite you all, and would love to have you there at the Beer Caucus.
Senator Togtrop.
Thank you, Madam President. It's interesting that it's Governor's Mansion because I believe one of his previous jobs had something to do with suds, beer. Anyway, please come, and I am so sorry. One of our other caucus chairs inadvertently got missed from the list, and that is one of our founding members of the Beer Caucus, which is Senator Johnson, and please come and enjoy the craft beers of Colorado.
Senator Schwartz.
Thank you, Madam President. I look forward to those Western Slope craft brews coming down and you all taking part. So I just wanted to mention that tomorrow morning, the Agriculture, Natural Resources, and Energy Committee, we have a special tour over at the Natural History Museum, at the Colorado History Museum at 7:30 in the morning. I want to open that up to other members of the Senate because it will be a special showing of the special exhibit they have on the Dust Bowl. It's going to be, I think, a really great presentation. If you want to come, meet in the lobby of the History Museum at 7:30. And again, I want to open that up to everyone. It is a great tour they've set up especially for us for this really exceptional exhibit that will be taking place over at the History Museum. Hope to see you bright and early. Welcome to the History Museum and supporting their efforts.
Other announcements? Senator Togtrop. Senator Kemen.
Thank you, Madam President. We would like a moment of personal privilege.
Thank you.
Granted.
Thank you, members, could I have your attention? It's pretty solemn this morning as a longtime member of this institution passed away in the middle of the night, and for some of us, we can't even imagine this place without Clarence Miller. And for those of you that knew him and served him while he pretty much resided in this place, I think we all suffered a great loss last night. Clarence Miller, we didn't get any details, but unfortunately I believe he passed in his sleep, so at least he was at peace.
Thank you, Senator Cadman. And Clarence had a severe developmental disability, but the one thing, he spent a lot of time here at the Capitol, and many of the former lobbyists pretty much adopted him. They hired him. He would go over and he would pick up bills for the lobbyists. He would actually testify in committees. And I remember one story. I was not in elected office yet. There was a time when I was a citizen and not an elected official. But Governor Romer was the governor at the time, and there was some big fundraiser. And everybody was attending, and they were all kind of standing on both sides of the line, waiting for Governor Romer to walk in. It was a fundraiser, and you had all the high rollers, on both sides, waiting to see Governor Romer and to talk to him and all that and shake his hands. One of the people that were standing there in the group was Clarence, and the only person that Governor Romer stopped and shook a hand and recognized was Clarence. Clarence will really be missed. He was an institution here in this institution, and he is in God's hands now, and we'll just say a little silent prayer for him.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other announcements? Senator Cadman.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, I have something that's somewhat humorous, something that's somewhat sad, and frankly something that's incredibly serious to share with you this morning. I would hope that I could have your attention. I want to share an email that I received last March. I won't share with you who, but you will know by the end where it came from. This is both humorous and sad. Dear Bill, enclosed are two documents. One is a discussion of the Senate rules that I wrote for people who ended up being the majority leaders, so some of the advice is couched in those terms. The other is the document that you requested. It was nice to run into you at the airport. I hope you are doing well. I am always glad to help. It is rare to find someone in elected office who has a sense of humor, and you always were available for me to share something humorous. I remember when I first came into the Senate, there was literally not a single Democrat I could tell a joke to. It was a humor wasteland. Hillman was the only person I could share humor with until Grossman filled a vacancy. Anyway, don't hesitate to ask for help. I consider it an honor to be remembered. Anybody guess? Senator Ken Gordon, of course. Humor wasteland. That's before the rest of us from the House got here. The fun people are certainly here now. Apparently he did not have an opportunity to serve with Senator Johnson. He referred in this email to the documents, one that I had asked for and one that he supplied in addition to what I had asked for. I call them Gordon's Axioms. They offer some good advice for legislators, and I want to share just a couple of his points with you this morning, and I hope to have an opportunity to share more with you as the session continues. I think President Schaefer referred to opportunities like this as teachable moments, and maybe that comes from 14 years of SAGE, right? My time here. Anyway, one of them is Suggestions for Future Legislators by Ken Gordon, and the other one is Discussion of the Rules of the Senate. You know, there's a saying here that goes, if both sides of a debate hate your bill, it's probably the right bill, right? And I think what we learned at Senator Gordon's memorial, and we'll probably have a chance to share again, is frankly at any given time, both sides were kind of mad at him, even his own party, right? So he must have been doing a lot of things right. Gordon's axioms. I'm in the minority party, so some of these ring really true for us. I just want to share a couple with them, and then I want to tell you why it's important to share them today and why right now as we begin our second week tomorrow. This comes from suggestions for future legislators. There's 10 rules. I just want to share 2 of them. If you abuse the rules in order to prevent the minority party members from accomplishing anything that reflects the values of their constituents, then you create a deep and bitter resentment. This resentment will come back to haunt you in myriad ways. Abuse of the rules does not show strength. It shows weakness. 5, respect the minority party members. There are a large number of people who voted for them. When you disrespect the minority party members, you disrespect many of the people of Colorado. So, Madam President, imagine how certain I felt that his words were actually being honored through your own words on opening day, and I think our words sort of echoed each other and our sentiments were somewhat parallel. You said, people expect us to put politics over policy. Let's instead put good public policy over politics and leave the campaigning and electioneering for after the legislative session and outside of the Capitol. You continued, people expect us to stall, delay, and obstruct. Let's instead move at a deliberate, thoughtful pace with timely results that serve the people of Colorado. Poignant words, words to live by, words we agree with, sentiments that we share. It seemed as if we were both finding some common ground of trust and respect to forge ahead after a tumultuous year. Our personal interactions, our texts, our phone calls, and I'm sorry to call you so late. That's how it works. I did apologize to the President for calling her after midnight and then question why she wasn't committed to answering my call. Our personal interactions, our texts, and our phone calls indicated to me that all members in this chamber, all senators in this chamber would be treated fairly and evenly under our rules, regardless of their party affiliation. Our first order of business, as you will remember, some of you who've been here before, and others of you, it was probably a blur on opening day, but the first order of business, after some of the pomp, the circumstance is voting for the rules. For good reason, to protect the rights of the members of both sides, and more importantly, the voices of those who sent us here. That's why we have these. That's why we agree on them in advance of what happens in here. I want to share with you a couple of the rules. Teachable moments, President Schaefer would call these, teachable moments. Let me share with you a couple of the rules. From the joint rules. (23) A 1.5. This is important. You can read along. You have a copy of these. The introduction deadlines provided for in paragraph 1 of the subsection shall be deemed to be complied with if the bill has been deposited. If the bill has been deposited with the chief clerk of the House or the secretary of the Senate before 4:30 on the specified deadline. The specified deadline. If you hand your bill to our clerk, you have met the deadline under our rules. It's fairly clear. The numbering of such bills, their assignment to committees of reference, and their formal reading and introduction need not be conducted on the day of the specified deadline. It doesn't have to happen that day. However, the numbering, the assignment, and the formal reading and introduction shall be accomplished prior to the adjournment of the respective House on the third actual working day following the specified deadline. What that means is, after that deadline has reached, or when that bill has been turned in, there's 3 days for this process to complete itself. There's 3 days for the Secretary of our Senate to hand to the President of our Senate our bills, which at that point are LLS documents. At that point, it's your private product until it is read across the desk. We have 3 days to comply under our rules that we agreed on and that we voted on unanimously. Unanimously. There's an exception to this. There are several, but I'll read the one that's germane. Exceptions, subject to the limitation provided in the subsection of this joint rule. The deadlines established in subsection A of this joint rule shall not apply if the prime sponsor in the House of introduction or any member sponsoring or carrying the bill in the other House obtains consent to waive the deadline or to extend the deadline to a day certain. So what that means is obtain consent, ask for permission for your bill. If you have an issue, you go to the leadership. We have a late bill committee. I serve on it. That's where the forms come from. This is important. This is what guarantees that this process happens, right? As soon as you turn in your bill, this process owes you and the people that you represent the opportunity for that bill to become part of the process, just like every other bill. You can't shred it. You can't throw it away. You can't disregard it. You can't say, even though I don't like it, no one's ever going to see this, and you can't postpone it. Why? The deadline has already been met. You can't extend a deadline that's already been met. Under our rules that we unanimously agreed to, that bill has to be assigned a number, it has to be read across the desk, and then it gets referred to a committee. There is no choice. It's always happened like that in this building. Always happened like that in this building. Always happened just like that in this building and in this chamber. Senator Gordon's axioms offered a caution, actually a warning to the majority party about abusing the rules. Before the headlines hit the newsstand, before the rhetoric of our opening day remarks were even dry on the newsprint, the rules of this chamber were violated. They were violated. The majority party has the constitutional right to stop our bills. You do not have a right to silence those who sent us here. That's what happened. That's what happened, as I mentioned, before the ink was dry from Wednesday's rhetoric. On Thursday, one of our bills of a brand new senator from Pueblo was forcefully delayed by the majority party until April 16th, even though all the deadlines had been met. And constitutionally protected is this process. Gavel requires this process. And what happened was, once that bill was assigned a delayed status, this process was violated, completely, irrevocably violated. Abusing the rules does not show strength. It shows weakness. Madam President, this institution has been damaged by this violation. It's up to you to fix it.
Are there other announcements? Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, on your desk, you'll find a 3-page packet with a yellow sheet in the middle, which is in regard to the Pink Book information. The last page should show what information you asked to be published in the Pink Book last year, but if you have any corrections to make, please use the yellow sheet to do so. Whether you have changes or not, please let John McKay know as soon as possible, but no later than this Friday, so we can get the Pink Book printed. Are there any other announcements?
Senator Harvey.
Thank you, Madam President. Would this be an appropriate time to move SJR 002, the Civility Pledge Bill resolution?
Senator Harvey, no, in the announcements section, that'd be earlier. Right now it's scheduled for the calendar tomorrow, to take up tomorrow. Senator Scheffel.
Thank you, Madam President. Before we recess or adjourn for the day, I would ask for a senatorial 5.
We'll stand in a senatorial 5. The Senate will come back to order. Further announcements. Senator Shuffle.
Thank you, Madam President, and thank you for the opportunity for the senatorial five and to discuss. Obviously, passions are running high, and there's an issue that needs to be discussed, resolved, and this is when this body needs to rise to the occasion and do its best work, and I appreciate the opportunity that we will have to discuss what Minority Leader Cadman discussed earlier, and look forward to working toward a resolution of this. Thank you very much.
Majority Leader Heath.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that we adjourn till 9 a.m. Wednesday, January 15th.
You've heard the motion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ayes have it. The Senate will adjourn until tomorrow, January 15th.